Here's the truth. If you're relying on willpower to help you lose body fat, I got some sad news for you. It just doesn't work. There are so many other things that you can do that you can actionably implement into your regime that will help you to lose the body fat. It's not your fault. Willpower just doesn't work. What is up, y'all? Simang Njapa here, personal trainer and an online coach. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like I said, today I'm going to give you guys some actionable things that you can do. I've got them on the iPad here. I've made a few lists or an outline of what I want us to talk about. This is not going to be a long video, but someone needs to hear this. If you're relying on willpower and you're just telling yourself, no, even if the stuff is the things that are holding you back now for whatever that thing that it is that might be holding you back for your fat loss goal, or just for your body goal. And I suppose this can also apply to other things in your life, but we're going to talk about fat loss more specifically in this video. Willpower just doesn't work. So you need a system, you need to put things in place in order to flourish. So let's talk about it then. I heard a really good quote the other day by Brandon Carter. He's something. He's kind of like Marmite. You either like him or you don't. But I really like what he said, because it talked about how environments, like as humans, we assimilate to our environment. So if you want to be successful in anything, you got to go where the success is going to be easier to achieve because of the environment. Whether you like it or not, as humans, we just naturally assimilate to our environments. The reason why someone might grow up somewhere and have that same kind of dialect of speech is not because they chose to speak that way. Is for the most part, it's mostly because they grew up and they heard people speaking like that, and then they naturally assimilated to their environment. So it's very, very important that we are cognizant of what our environment is doing to us, and then we need to change our environment in order to help us achieve the goals that we want. So the way you do this, let's say if you're on a fat loss phase and you're struggling with eating too much junk at night, or you're eating too much junk throughout the days, or whatever it might be, the snacks or whatever. The way you would change your environment is, again, I heard this from Brandon Carter, where he was like, increase the friction on things that you don't want to be habits and decrease the friction on things you want to be habits. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Increase the friction on things that you don't want to be your habits and decrease the friction on things that you do want to be habits. So how that would look is, if I'm trying to stop snacking at night, I need to increase the friction and make it hard for myself in order to snack at night. One of the ways I can do that is either I tell my partner, if I'm in a relationship, hide these from me. No matter what, don't tell me where they are until a certain date, maybe a week down the line, 2 weeks down the line, after you've done a certain amount of things that you give yourself kind of like a reward, and you have a little bit of the snacks, or you just get them out the house completely. You just create a lot more friction so that they're not close by and easily accessible. So that's how you increase the friction for that. Increase the friction on things that you don't want to be habits, decrease the friction on things that you want to be habits. So if you want to go to the gym regularly, make sure that it's in your calendar. Make sure that it would help if you live close to a gym. It would help if you have friends who go to the gym, because eventually they're going to talk about it and it'll be in your environment. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Step number 2 that I have for you guys is build systems. Do not rely on motivation. So how this would look is, I'm a person who likes to schedule things. So we'll see if I can show you guys on the iPad here. I'll have my things scheduled on my to-do-list app. I'll have it there. And I noticed when I want to do something, if it's not on my to-doist app, even if I remember that I need to do it that day, because it's not scheduled and there's no actual time that I've made for myself to do it, I sometimes won't get around to it. Like even making this video, I told myself today on Friday the 29th, 3 p.m., I'm going to sit down and I'm going to record. I'm going to do this. So again, these are not things where it's going to work 100% of the time, but again, we are increasing or decreasing the friction rather, and making it more plausible and more probable that we're actually going to do the things that we want to do. So again, I hope that makes sense. That step we just talked about is all about increasing and making sure that you have systems. You could hire a personal trainer for that accountability again. So you have a time slot thing that is in your diary where you're like, I need to go do this thing. I have to go see them. They're expecting me. Whatever the case is, you can use that when you're going for your fat loss goal. Another way you could do that, again, besides the training, you maybe schedule your meals. Maybe you close off a time in your schedule where you're like, no one is allowed to bother me during this time. And I've made videos before about mindful eating and how mindful eating in and of itself can decrease someone's calories without them even counting calories. So that's another thing that you could do. Make time for yourself to eat. Prepare a good meal. You know, I've talked about how a good meal kind of looks. Lots of protein, lots of fiber, healthy fats. And with that good meal, with that time you've left for yourself to eat the good meal, you eat mindfully. Therefore, it's all just gonna compound. It's all just gonna move you towards your fat loss goal. So with that time being scheduled in your calendar, you will know, okay, this is the time I need to eat. I'll put together my good meal that I talked about earlier. And then I will eat mindfully. I won't watch TV. I won't, what's the other thing? I won't drink a whole lot of liquids while I'm eating. And that again will help you achieve the fat loss goal, because people tend to eat more when they watch TV or they have something to drink while they eat. So again, put things in place. Don't rely on motivation. Motivation is a feeling. It's fleeting. It does not last forever. It doesn't help anyone really accomplish anything that's huge in the long term. Shout out to Brandon Carter for doing what he does, because I heard that quote and I was like, no, I love this concept. I need to share this part because I work with people and I see this a lot in them. So yeah, thank you for watching the video, guys. As always, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video if you have not already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you let me know what you want me to cover. Bye.